In a quaint village nestled amidst rolling hills, life began blissfully. Villagers reveled in the beauty of spring days, children played joyously in the sun, and village festivals filled the town square with laughter. At the heart of the village lay an old cemetery. The cemetery, overgrown with ivy and surrounded by ancient trees, had long been forgotten, holding no fear for the villagers. However, as in every tale of happiness, there exists a shadowed side, and this story was no exception. What the villagers did not know was that the spirit of a killer lay dormant within the cemetery, restless and insatiable. This killer, once the scourge of the village, had been put to death by the townsfolk after a reign of terror. Yet, in death, the malevolent spirit had been imprisoned within the graveyard. One fateful night, as darkness descended and an eerie wind whispered through the trees, peculiar events began to unfold within the cemetery. Tombstones trembled, soil shifted slowly, and unnatural sounds emanated from the ground, sending shivers down the villagers' spines. Fear gripped the village as the haunting occurrences persisted. No one dared venture out after nightfall, and an unsettling atmosphere settled over the once happy community. The village's youth, however, emboldened by youthful curiosity and a hint of defiance, decided to confront the source of their dread. Armed with torches and shovels, they set out to uncover the mysteries hidden beneath the ancient gravestones. Approaching the cemetery, the night grew darker and the moon disappeared behind foreboding clouds. The atmosphere grew oppressive, yet the teenagers pressed on, their youthful bravado masking their growing unease. In the heart of the graveyard, among the oldest gravestones that bore witness to centuries past, they found the marker of the malevolent killer, its inscription nearly worn away by time. Determinedly, they began to dig, driven by a need to unearth the truth. As the shovel scraped against the earth, a bone-chilling moan reverberated through the night. The wind carried ancient incantations, and shadows danced eerily among the gravestones. Tension thickened, and the teenagers exchanged nervous glances. Then, with horrifying realization, they uncovered the terrible secret buried beneath their feet. The killer's body was missing. Panic set in as they understood that the malevolent spirit had not been vanquished, it had been merely imprisoned. With trembling hands, they tried to cover the grave and fill the hole, but it was too late. The malevolent spirit had been awakened and thirsted for vengeance. Emerging from the shadows, a ghastly figure shrouded in darkness and malevolence confronted them, its eyes burning with hatred. Terrified, the teenagers fled, but the malevolent spirit pursued them relentlessly. One by one, they vanished into the night, their desperate cries echoing across the meadow. The malevolent killer was free once more, and its reign of terror returned to the village. The meadow, once a place of joy and festivity, had become the malevolent spirit's hunting ground, and the villagers realized they had unleashed a force beyond their control. The village descended into a new era of fear and despair, and the legend of the malevolent killer became a cautionary tale used to scare misbehaving children into obedience. And so, the village's happy beginnings in the meadow had given way to a nightmare that would haunt generations, a stark reminder that some secrets are best left undisturbed, and some horrors are better left buried in the annals of history. In the wake of the malevolent spirit's resurgence, the once happy village plunged into darkness. Fear gripped the hearts of the villagers as the sinister presence began to exert its influence once more. The meadow, once a place of celebration, now stood as a haunting ground for the malevolent killer. Nights became dreaded as the malevolent spirit roamed the village, seeking vengeance against those who dared to disturb its restless slumber. The villagers lived in constant fear, their once joyful lives transformed into a never-ending nightmare. Desperation spread among the villagers as they struggled to find a way to banish the malevolent spirit once and for all. Whispers of ancient rituals, exorcisms, and sacrifices filled the air, but none could muster the courage to confront the malevolent entity directly. The village's elders, who remembered the legends of the malevolent killer, realized that the spirit's wrath could only be quelled by the destruction of its earthly remains. But finding the killer's remains, which had vanished without a trace, proved to be an insurmountable challenge. As the years passed, the village spirit deteriorated further. Homes remained barricaded after dark, and laughter had long disappeared from the streets. The meadow, once the heart of the village, became a cursed place, overgrown with weeds and shunned by all. It was not until a descendant of the village's founders, an old and wise woman, delved deep into forgotten archives that a glimmer of hope emerged. She uncovered a hidden scroll, written by one of the village's earliest residents, that contained clues to the malevolent spirit's origins. According to the ancient text, the malevolent killer had been a dark sorcerer who had harnessed forbidden powers. The sorcerer's body had been hidden within the village, its location known only to a select few. The scroll hinted at a series of riddles and symbols that, when deciphered, would reveal the sorcerer's burial site. The village, driven by desperation and the desire to rid themselves of the malevolent spirit's curse, embarked on a quest to decipher the ancient clues. They formed a council of the bravest and wisest among them, who dedicated their lives to solving the riddles and unearthing the sorcerer's remains. The journey was perilous, fraught with challenges and trials that tested their determination and unity. But with each riddle unraveled, they grew closer to their goal. Finally, after years of relentless effort, they discovered the sorcerer's hidden burial site deep within the heart of the meadow. On a moonless night, the villagers gathered at the meadow, torches in hand, to confront the malevolent spirit once and for all. As they unearthed the sorcerer's remains and set them ablaze, a deafening scream filled the air, and the malevolent spirit was consumed by the flames. With the malevolent spirit's destruction, a profound sense of relief washed over the village. The meadow, once cursed, began to flourish once more, and the laughter of children returned to the streets. The village's long nightmare had finally come to an end, but the memory of the malevolent killer would forever be etched in the village's history, a grim reminder of the consequences of disturbing the past. The villagers had learned the hard way that some secrets should remain buried and that the pursuit of forbidden knowledge can lead to unspeakable horrors. As generations passed, the tale of the malevolent killer became a cautionary story, a reminder to honor the past and to tread carefully when seeking to unearth its mysteries. And so, the village found its way back to happiness, but the scars of that haunting period would never truly fade away. Dear viewers, thank you for watching this horror story video. We hope this story has truly given you a spine-tingling experience and entertained you. If you enjoyed it, please don't forget to like the video and subscribe to our channel so you won't miss our future spine-chilling tales. Also, remember to share your thoughts with us in the comments. Feel free to let us know what stories you'd like to hear next or how we can improve our videos. Keep in mind, the fears we face in the real world are often the most challenging. These stories provide an opportunity to push the boundaries of our imagination and understand our own fears. However, always remember, this is purely for entertainment purposes. Make sure you are safe and sound in the real world. Nevertheless, continue to share your spooky stories with us and stay away from dark corners until the next video. Good night and sweet nightmare.